Hey guys, so I have a butterfly look very much inspired by Neha Sofat. I will link her down below. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Her artwork's beautiful and you guys should check her out. But anyway, let's just get into this tutorial. So the first thing I am doing is I am taking my NYX white eyeliner and I am sketching everything out. So I'm sketching out my two ladies and a bunch of butterflies. Alright guys, so we are laying down colors. So I'm taking my Mehron Paradise Paint Palette and I'm taking white first and I'm laying that down, and then I'm laying down yellow, and then I'm laying down magenta, and then in the middle is black with a bit of a hint of gray. And this is kind of to give illusion. Honestly, it's just kind of like, I'm just kind of laying it down randomly, but it's also getting darker as it comes towards the middle of the chest piece. Each time I lay down color, I'm going in with a sponge as well, because the paint doesn't really like to lay like evenly opaque, so the sponge helps me with getting it to lay down properly. Okay, now for drips. So I did drips in yellow, magenta, orange, and I believe also purple. So a couple different colors, and then, oh, and white as well. And then I did splatter, which is in red, orange, yellow, and white. And I did splatter by like flicking the paintbrush, but also hitting against my arm, which just got bigger splatter. And for the splatter, like in the areas that I didn't want it in, I went back in with the baby wipe and cleaned it up. And then we went down and I laid down felou for the skin tone, and teal for two of the butterflies, and then purple for another two of the butterflies. The last colors I'm laying down with paint are the blue of the eyes and the white of the eyes and also the pink of the lips. And then we're done laying down color. Woo! But now I'm going in with brown paint, and I'm just starting to add the like outlines and definition of the lids, the nose, the jaw. And then I am taking Bear from the Huda Beauty Nude palette, and I am just setting that skin tone shade. And then I am taking Java from the Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, and I am starting to shade all around the face. So we're just creating dimension around her eyelids, around where her cheeks come out, her jaw, nostril, all of it. With Tickle from the, I like hate that name, I'm taking Tickle from the Huda Beauty Nude palette, and I'm just doing like mid-tone browns of shading. So I'm doing that around where her nose is, cheekbones, where the butterflies are, where her hair hits her face. And then I took Cupcake from the Melt Gemini palette, and I'm just further shading in, just deepening up that shading around the face, like where the butterfly is on the face. I'm getting like an extra dark shading there. And then I took Noir from the Naturally Pretty palette. I'm just doing some shading around the eye and around the lips. Noir is like a light black, so it adds like definition, but like not crazy definition, if y'all know what I mean. And I'm doing the peachy shade from the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. I'm giving her some little blush around her face. With white from the Sephora watercolor palette, I'm adding highlights, so like on her brow bone, around her nose, on her upper lip. And then I am taking the red shade from the Viseart Editorial Brights palette, and I'm shading in her lips a little bit, just adding some curvature and stuff. This is Cupcake again. I am adding some just deeper shading, you guys. We're just building it up, y'all. And then this is Bonnie, and we're getting the real deep like lash line colors in there. With Raw from the Huda Beauty palette, I am just adding shading around her lips, on her lower lip, nostrils, just, you know, around her face, Cupid's bow, all that cute stuff. And then this is Bonnie. I am just adding some deep dark definition around the eyes, and then a little bit to the Cupid's bow. I'm taking the darker peach shade from the Sephora watercolor palette, and I'm just adding a hint of like a deeper tone blush to the middle of her cheeks. And now we're gonna start adding some lines. So this is the NYX foundation mixer in deep. Going around the face, I'm adding like some lines of definition around her eyes, just like her eye folds, and then her nostrils, cheekbone. I like them deep cheekbones because your girl ain't got no cheekbones, so we gotta have that chiseled line there. I'm also giving my girl some lashes with the NYX Epic Ink Liner, which is a very slept on, really good liner, by the way. But yeah, I'm giving her upper lashes and lower lashes. I'm also adding some line work around the face, so like nostrils, eyelids, stuff like that. And I'm giving her some curly hairs coming out of her hair. Yeah, curly hairs coming out of her hair. Just some little wispies happening. With the NYX foundation mixer in white, I'm starting my first layer of highlights. Y'all know how I do if you've watched these videos before, but I just go in with, I add highlights everywhere, but this is like the NYX white foundation mixer is like a dull kind of white. It's not as intense as my NYX white eyeliner. So some of the lines I'm going in and I'm just keeping them as dots, and then some of them I'm blending out with my finger to dull them out a little bit more. But I'm adding them pretty much everywhere, all around the face. With my Absolute New York liquid liners in mint and yellow, I'm just adding some little dots of color to the eyes. And then I'm taking the, NYX Vivid Bright in Vivid Blossom, I believe, and I'm just adding some dots around the lips to create like little highlights there, and also around the line on the waterline of the face. And then I took the NYX foundation mixer in white, and I just like adding swirls to the cheeks because, like, I don't know, I just like how it looks, so that's what I did. And then I took the NYX white liquid liner, and I'm just doing my final stages of highlights to the eyes and just kind of all around the face. Just wanted like that extra pop, so lips, all that stuff. Alright guys, so then I'm going into the face that's right next to the face I just did, and I'm literally doing the same exact thing because they're basically the same exact face. So it's actually like a more simplified version. But once I get that done, or the first stages of that done, I am going in with my black mehron paint, and I am just starting the line work of the butterfly wings. So I'm outlining them, and then I'm breaking it up into shapes, and then I'm breaking up those shapes with lines. It's really simple, but like like, look, there's a shape, and then I'm breaking it up into lines. You see that? That's what I'm doing. I'm doing that to every single one of these butterflies. With the Epic ink liner, I am creating little antennas on my butterflies. So cute. They're just lines coming out of their heads. And then I'm taking the blue from the Viseart Editorial Brights palette. I'm starting to shade around each one of these shapes that I did on the top and also on the bottom. So where it starts and then where it ends. And it's just creating a little bit more dimension to the butterflies. With the NYX Final Liquid Liner in Chrome, I'm creating a highlight on the body of the butterflies, just like a dot and then like a line on their body. And then I'm further highlighting with the white NYX Liquid Liner. With my Absolute New York liquid liner in mint, I am going to like the black outline of each one of the parts of the wings, not the ones inside, but the ones that separate the wings into two different parts, and I am putting like a highlight on each one of those black lines, and then I'm taking the NYX Vivid Bright in Vivid Blossom or Petal is the purple one, and I'm doing the same exact thing to the purple butterflies. I'm just adding some more hair to my lady with the Epic liner from NYX. This is the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in white, and I am going onto each one of those shapes that I did on the wings, and I'm going to the middle, going up and down like a very jagged brush stroke, and I'm creating a highlight on each one of those little areas, and then I gave her hair a highlight too. And then with NYX NYX white liquid liner, I'm doing further highlighting on the hair, so just some lines and little dots of highlights. With the NYX Pink Vivid Bright, I'm adding little dots of pink just all around the body. Yeah, it just adds, I've said this before, it adds like detail. It also adds to the kind of splatter effect that it has going on. And then I took the yellow Absolute New York liner, did the same thing, just dots everywhere. And then I took Vivid Orange from the Vivid Brights and I added some dots of that. And then I took the white NYX liquid liner and did the same thing, just little dots all over the place. Alright guys, and now for what was another inspiration for this. I have an ass load of butterfly stickers, so I'm just sticking some butterfly stickers to my body. And then I did these like quick, crude little line work butterflies on the chest in a couple areas. I actually really like them. Like, I don't know, it just adds to the whole aesthetic of the piece. But yeah, that's the last stage of the body. Let's move on to the face, y'all. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm doing my primer routine, which is the Smashbox Primer Water, and then the Makeup Forever mattifying and also the pore minimizing primers all over my face. Hawkcat, this is the Kryolan TV Paint Stick in 070, it's just a white cream foundation. I'm putting that all over my face and I'm buffing it out with a Real Techniques buffing brush, but it's just like a round, dense brush, and I feel like this works really well with this foundation because it's so fucking thick and it just blends it out really well. And then this is the Stargazer white powder. I am setting my face with this. It's an opaque white powder. With the Melt Gemini palette, I'm taking Bonnie and I'm just really chiseling out my cheekbones, like to the point where it made me nervous, but I just wanted really, like a really intense contour. Like, look at that, that looks fucking insane with the black on the white, but it ends up looking okay, I swear. And then I took the Viseart Editorial Brights palette. I took the yellow and I am starting to shade around the black, just around my face, just kind of all around it. I really like the combination of white, yellow, and red. You guys may notice with all my pieces, but with a lot of my pieces. But this is the Tarte Blush Natural Beauty. I am just putting that on my cheekbones. With the red from the Viseart palette, I wanted like more of an intense blush on the middle of my cheek, so that's what I'm doing with the red shade, and I'm blending it out with like a fluffy brush, just so it kind of looks like a circle. And also I flicked it up on my eyebrows. Oh, but wait, but apparently I'm not done with the red. I went in with the red on my cupid's bow, nose, chin, and I also started to bring some into like my eye socket, just like flicking it towards the middle of my eye. Now for yellow from the same palette, so I'm bringing that on my under eyes and also flicking some into like my eyebrow flicks. I'm flicking some yellow into my eyebrow flicks of red. To highlight, I am taking Makeup Geek's Prism and I'm adding that to my cheekbones and also my cupid's bow, and I believe also in my inner corner. This is actually one of my favorite highlighters. It's a really pretty like reflective orange. But after that I took the red from the Viseart palette and I put that where the black is, because the black just looked a little bit too intense and it needed a little bit more of the red blended in. But once I get done that, I am starting to splatter my face. So I did this with red, yellow, and white paint. With the Viseart palette again, I'm taking the yellow shade and I'm just putting that on my lid. With Bonnie from that Melt palette, I am just bringing that onto the inner part of my lid and I am kind of flicking it towards the middle, and then I went to the lower lash line and I basically did that on the inner part of the eye and the outer part of the eye. Added some black there. With a brush that wasn't as densely packed, I blended out the outer part of my lower lash line and like flicked it out, and then I took the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in Distortion and I put that on the inner part of my upper lid, and I also put some in the middle of my lower lash line. Taking my NYX Epic Ink Liner, I did a normal cat eye and then I also did like a butterfly wing on the outer part. So I did what I basically did on the chest, which was the, did like a shape and then I broke it up with line work. After that, I took my cheekbone, I did like a line on my cheekbone and kind of like did some lines going upward, and now I'm doing my eyebrows. So lately I've been taking liquid liner. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm doing like hair-like strokes with the liquid liner, and then I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder in Ebony, and I filled in a lot of the outer part, like I went over it, and then I took, what is that? Oh my god, it's like that real deep teal from the Subculture palette, and I filled in the front of my eyebrow with that because I'm going to be wearing a teal wig. With the Absolute New York yellow liquid liner, I just added dots all around my face, and then I did the same thing with the white liquid liner. This is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Make It Rain. I put that on my lips. It's like seriously one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, or just lipsticks in general. I just love the color of it. But I also took that Epic ink liner and I did like a line on where the black part is on my lid, and I brought it to like the middle of my eye, and then I did like those shapes that I did for the butterfly wing. So I'm basically like breaking it up into shapes with line work. This is the same thing I've been doing like this whole tutorial. And then this is the Pink NYX Vivid Bright, and I did some like little Tia things coming out of my eyes. Look at them, just like little lines come down. Then I took Vivid Halo from the Vivid Brights and I just added a highlight to the middle of it. And now, oh shit, bitch, we're doing stickers. Stickers are the last step. So again, I have a shitload of butterfly stickers, so I just stuck them to my face. Look at those ones. Those ones are very fancy. I got them all from AC Moore, if you guys are curious where I got my fancy butterfly stickers. But that is the finished tutorial, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. I really liked painting it. And yeah, you guys should check out Neha So Fat. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I will link her down below. And like this video if you like this video. Subscribe, it makes me happy. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Bye!